All right, this video is going to work through the solutions of the quizzes assignment or the quizzes review that was assigned. So number 1 says the point 512 is on the terminal side of the angle. Find the exact value of the sine of the angle. So 512, they're both positive. We move to the right 5, we move up 12. Closing that triangle, and the missing side there, because it's a triple, is 13. Sine would be opposite over hypotenuse, which is 12 over 13. Second one, P, negative 3, 4. So now we're moving left 3, up 4. Missing side here is again a triple, that's 5. Theta goes here. And you want to find the tangent of the angle. So 4 over 3, negative 3, which we actually didn't even need to find that hypotenuse for. 8, 15 is right 8, up 15, another triple practice, that's 17 theta. Exact value of secant, so because secant is the reciprocal of cosine, this would be hypotenuse over adjacent, which is 17 over 8. Negative 3, 4, so now we're moving left 3 and down, and up 4, sorry. The missing side here is again 5. That's a triple. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, or negative 3/5. Exact value of 210 degrees. So 210 is in my third quadrant, which means I go past that 180. 210 minus 180 would be 30 degrees, so that's my reference angle. When I draw my triangle, 30, 60, 90, this is 1, root 3 and 2. Cosine would be root 3 over 2. So that's the value of it. But because it's in the third quadrant and tangent and cotangent are the only positive ones there, it's a negative square root 3 over 2. Next up, find all the values in the interval of 0 to 360 degrees with the following trig value. List the angles in order from least to greatest. So it's asking for when secant is negative root 2. Sometimes it's easier when you're dealing with your triangles to do the reciprocals here. So basically we're saying when cosecant, or cosine, sorry, would be 1 over root 2. Now because there's a root 2 there, I know I'm dealing with my 45, 45, 90 triangle. So 45, 45, 90 is 1, 1, and root 2. Which angle has a cosine, which would be adjacent over hypotenuse of 1 over root 2. Both the 45, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. So 45 degrees is the reference angle, but because this is positive and we're doing 0 to 360, all students take calculus. We want every quadrant in which the cosine is positive, which happens in the first and the fourth. So I'm going to keep 45 because that's in the first quadrant, but then in the fourth quadrant, I'm going to do 360 minus 45, and I get 315, and that's the second angle that has that same value. 7. So it's really hard to read that, but across from that 60 is 5 root 3, and then across from the 90 is the x, and across from the other angle is the y. So this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. In a 30, 60, 90, we would say that A is opposite the 30, 2A would be opposite the 90, and A root 3 would be opposite the 60. So if 5 root 3 equals A root 3, and I divide both sides by root 3 to isolate the A, I get A is 5. So that tells me that Y is 5, and X is 2 times 5, which is 10. So X is 10, and Y is 5. Number 9 says use the Pythagorean identity to find sine given the cotangent of theta is negative 11 over 4. And cosine is greater than 0. So Pythagorean identity involving cotangent would be 1 plus cotangent squared equals cosecant squared. I'm looking for sine at the end though, so I'm going to have to remember to flip the sign here. Flip the fraction. So I get 1 plus negative 11 over 4 squared equals cosecant squared. 1 plus 121 over 16 equals cosecant squared. This would be 16 over 16, and I'd get cosecant squared equals 137 over 16, square root both sides, cosecant is the square root of 137 over 4. Now I have to figure out the positive. Remember, well, I flip it for sine. I can do that. Sine would be 4 over root 137, which then gets rationalized to 4 root 137 over 137. But I also have to figure out the positive and negative sign based on the sine of the cotangent and this cosine that's given to me. So cotangent is negative 2 quadrants, second quadrant, fourth quadrant. Then I go here, cosine is greater than 0. I want cosine to be positive. Cosine's negative in the second quadrant, so that means I'm looking at the fourth quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, my sine is negative. So my answer is negative 4 square root 137 over 137. Number 9, we're converting the angle to degree minute second notation. So using a 4-function calculator only, we're going to multiply 0.255 times 60. And I get 15.3. So the 15 becomes my minutes. So I have 325 degrees, 15 minutes. Then I take that 0.3, multiply it by 60, and I get 18, and that's my seconds. So the right answer here should be, which will be changed before you get to it, should be 325 degrees and 15 minutes and 18 seconds. And number 10, convert to decimal degree. So I'm going to take that 56, I'm going to divide it by 60. I'm going to take that 15 and divide it by 3600. 56 divided by 60 is 0.93 repeated. 15 divided by 3600 is 0.00416 repeated. So I'm going to add that to the 0.9333333 repeated and add that to the 185, and I get 185.9375. Rounding to 3 decimal places means this bumps that up 185.938 degrees. All right, folks, I hope that helps you review for your test, which is tomorrow. A reminder again that if extra help, please reach out. I'm willing to do an extra help Zoom or in session review on Wednesday morning. I just need to know to expect you, so please send me an email before, I would say, 8 p.m. on Tuesday night to let me know that I need to get there earlier, that I need to start the Zoom in the morning. Have a fantastic day, guys. Also, don't forget to print your answer sheet if you are taking this test at home. It's on the review assignment.